Yes, folks, have you noticed that the very politicians that push mass immigration also push multiculturalism? And have you noticed that the very politicians complain about poverty that they have caused through mass immigration? Have a look at this.
Haven't made as much progress as we would have hoped, particularly given the government's agenda that says that they really want to address child poverty.
We are seeing more people on the dole queue. We are seeing more people needing food parcels. We are seeing more people needing hardship grants. That's not good enough.
What this government inherited in terms of a social deficit of...
Oh, stop it, Mr. Robertson. That's a lot of nonsense. Stop blaming National, because you're both the same. You've both driven down wages through mass immigration, and you've both destroyed marriage.
Deprivation is a big job to turn around. We feel like we're making good progress, but we acknowledge that there's more to do.
Sue Dowling has a message for politicians.
They should have a benefit income and placed into a state house with a child or children and see how hard it is.
So it's not just a money thing, it's an imagination thing as well.
In suburbs like Avondale, though, people welcome any ideas.
Wow. Oh, here's a novel idea. Get married. Dump gay marriage. Dump solar parenting. Dump de facto relationships and get married properly. Tucker Carlson has some ideas on that.
What would a country that took pro-family policies seriously look like? Well, it might look like Hungary, like a lot of post-communist places. Hungary has a low birth rate. Rather than trying to fix that with immigration and importing new people, the Prime Minister is making a serious attempt to help middle-class families have kids and raise them themselves. We recently spoke to Hungary's Foreign Minister, Peter Szijjarto, about that. Here's what he said. His first priority as leader of the country is increasing birth rates and marriage rates. I can't think of anyone else who says that. Why does he say that?
Absolutely. We understand very well that if we are not able to turn around the negative trend of demographics, which is unfortunately a phenomenon all over Europe, then we will definitely not win the future. And we want to win the future, so we need more kids. We need to turn around the negative tendencies. Mm-hmm. So we have put together an action plan. We have formulated our economic policy in this direction. So the question in families, whether to be brave enough to have another kid, must not be an economic decision anymore. This is where our policies put the focus on.
The truly conservative position. So our plan here in the West is to just let the depressed people die off and replace them with people from other countries. What do you think of that plan?
And that's exactly what's happening in New Zealand as well.
This debate has been there in Europe for a very long time, whether migration is the right answer for the challenges on the labor market and on demographics. And our position is totally different. We think it must be up to decisions of certain nations and countries whether they want migrants on the territory of their country or not, and it must be the countries themselves to make decisions with whom they would like to live together. Our answer is that migration is not the right answer when it comes to challenges on the field of demographics or in the field of labor market. It's family policy, modernization of the education, having more kids, helping the families to be able to have higher living standards, and create a situation where families, parents, can be brave enough to have more kids.
Could you end with telling us you think the most important thing that Hungary has done to encourage people to get married and have children?
Well, actually, we have formulated our economic policy in a way that supports families. We introduced a flat tax system, and if you have kids, then you have deduction from your tax. You get exemption from paying tax based on the number of kids being raised in a family. So if you are around average salary, and if you have 3 kids or more, you basically do not pay personal income tax, which leaves in a lot, let's say, a significant amount of money in your pocket at the family.
Yes, exactly. And that is exactly what New Zealand should do. We need to incentivize people to get married and stay married. And we can do that through tax deductions or tax exemptions. And by stopping immigration, you're going to automatically raise wages, because supply and demand will just see to that automatically.